Robert Paul Anderson, football and baseball. A two-time first-team All-America running back, Bob Anderson led Army in rushing during each of his 3 varsity seasons, helping the Black Knights forge a 19-6-2 record over his career. With 1,887 career yards and 21 touchdowns, Anderson graduated as the Academy's second all-time leading rusher, behind the legendary Glenn Davis, and presently ranks 11th on the all-time ladder. A staunch two-way player, Anderson also led the Black Knights in interceptions in both 1957 and 1958. Additionally, he lettered twice in baseball and in 1960 was presented the Army Athletic Association trophy as the top athlete in his graduating class. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2004. From the class of 1960, Robert Paul Anderson. Richard Carl Bowman, fencing. A two-time fencing All-American, Richard Bowman earned Eastern and National championships as a senior in 1949 while helping Army to the NCAA championship. That title was the first NCAA-sponsored crown earned by an Academy team and would serve as Army's lone national championship until the rifle team's title in 2005. As a junior, Bowman earned the Academy's Francis Beebe Trophy for excellence in foils and the Sands Trophy as the program's most valuable fencer following his impressive senior campaign, when he also served as team captain. Following graduation, Bowman received his pilot wings in 1950 before logging a long and distinguished career in the Air Force. He ultimately reached the rank of Major General before retiring in 1981. In addition, he was the first fencing coach in the history of the Air Force Academy. From the class of 1949, Richard Carl Bowman. Peter Byron Cramblett, lacrosse and men's soccer. Pete Cramblett, who earned 3 first-team All-America citations during his career, graduated as the Army lacrosse program's all-time leading scorer, having compiled 150 points. He became the first Army player to reach 100 career goals, finishing with a then-record 107 tallies. As a junior, Cramblett helped Army to a share of the 1969 National Championship when the Black Knights finished 10-1. But it was his senior season that etched his name into the Academy's lacrosse lore. He amassed 33 goals along with 19 assists and compiled 52 points en route to earning 2 national awards. He capped his career in 1970 with the Jack Turnbull Award as the country's top attackman, while also copping the Lieutenant Ray Enners Award as the nation's most outstanding player. A model of consistency on offense, Cramblett tallied a career-high 39 goals as a junior in 1969. During his 3 varsity seasons, the Black Knights forged a remarkable 25-6-1 record. He presently ranks 8th on Army's career goals list, 10th on the all-time points ladder, and was inducted into the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame in 1986. A 2-sport standout at the Academy, Cramblett also earned 2 varsity letters in soccer. From the class of 1970, Peter Byron Cramblett. Charles Dudley Daly, football. After earning football letters at West Point in 1901 and 1902, Charles Daly returned to the Academy for 2 separate coaching stints between 1913 and 1922. During his 8 campaigns along the Army sideline, the Black Knights amassed a sparkling .804 winning percentage and forged a 58-13-3 record. Daly directed the Black Knights to 3 undefeated seasons, along with 5 wins in 8 meetings against Navy. In 1951, Daly became the first player or coach from West Point to be enshrined in the College Football Hall of Fame and accepted his honor as part of the Hall's inaugural induction class. Daly was a founding member of the American Football Coaches Association and served as that organization's first president in 1922. During his undergraduate playing days, which included stints as a quarterback at both Harvard and Army, Daly was named a first-team All-American 4 times. From the class of 1905, Charles Dudley Daly. Donald Walter Holliday, football and basketball. In perhaps the ultimate indication of a true team player, Don Holliday yielded his role as a first-team All-American end in 1954 to become Army's starting quarterback in 1955. He honored a request from legendary coach Earl Red Blake and switched positions to fill the void created by graduation. Saddled with a 2-2 record 4 games into the 1955 campaign, critics dubbed the shifting of Holliday as, quote, Blake's folly. The move, however, ultimately paid dividends as Army won 4 of its final 5 games, including a critical 14-6 season-ending win over arch-rival Navy. A 3-year letter winner on the gridiron, Holliday also earned 3 letters in basketball and led the squad in rebounding as a junior. Holliday attained the rank of major, but was killed in action in Vietnam in October 1967. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1985. From the class of 1956, Donald Walter Holliday. Kevin Houston, basketball. The most prolific scorer in Army men's basketball history, Kevin Houston graduated with an Academy record 2,325 career points. A smooth shooting guard, Houston led the nation in scoring as a senior, averaging an astounding 32.9 points per game and led the country in free throw percentage that year as well. He was twice named an honorable mention All-American by the Associated Press and United Press International, and also claimed third-team All-American honors from the National Association of Basketball Coaches. In addition, Houston was the first Army player to receive the Haggerty Award as the Metropolitan Basketball Writers Association's Player of the Year. A 3-time All-MAC honoree, Houston was named the league's Rookie of the Year in 1984 and Player of the Year in 1987. A 4-time letter winner, he poured in 53 points against Fordham on February 28, 1987, a remarkable figure that remains the Black Knights' single-game scoring standard. From the class of 1987, Kevin Houston. Colleen Marie McCabe, softball. Considered the finest pitcher in Army softball history, Colleen McCabe still holds 5 career pitching records at West Point. She's the Black Knights' all-time leader in appearances, strikeouts, innings pitched, wins, and earned run average. In addition, 4 of the 6 seasonal standards she established remain untouched, including wins, with 21 during her stellar senior season. McCabe's arrival in 1988 heralded the onset of the most prolific 4-year period in Army softball history. During that stretch, the Black Knights won 111 games with a .712 winning percentage. In 1989, McCabe led the nation with 210 strikeouts. In addition, as a freshman in 1988, she became the first Army pitcher to throw a perfect game. From the class of 1991, Colleen Marie McCabe. David Michael Merhar, hockey. Dave Merhar led Army's hockey program in scoring during each of his 3 seasons with the varsity, but it was his explosive senior campaign that earned him national acclaim. Merhar erupted for an NCAA record 57 goals along with 50 assists and became the first collegiate player ever to surpass 100 points in one season. His 107-point total remains the 6th highest one-year figure recorded in NCAA history, while only one other player ever has registered more than 57 goals in a season. Today, 37 seasons after his graduation, Merhar still holds 4 NCAA records and 3 Academy standards. His total of 229 career points ranks 5th all-time at Army, and he lists 3rd on the Black Knights career scoring ladder with 112 goals. Merhar also ranks as one of just 4 Army players to have scored 100 career goals. From the class of 1969, David Michael Merhar. Richard Vincent Oerlein, squash and tennis. Equally adept at handling either a tennis racket or a squash racket, Richard Oerlein carved a superb athletic career at West Point. A 3-year letter winner in both sports, Oerlein served as the squash team captain as a senior. Over his 3 varsity seasons, Army's squash team forged the 31-10 record and defeated Navy all 3 years. During his senior campaign, the squad crafted a sterling 12-2 record en route to tying Princeton for 2nd place in the national tournament. Playing at #1 singles over his final 2 years, Oerlein was instrumental to the team's 38-10 showing over his 3 varsity campaigns. At one point, Oerlein built a 30-match winning streak. Meanwhile, Army's tennis squad defeated Navy during each of Oerlein's 3 seasons, while the Black Knights' 1962 victory marked their first over the Mids since 1949. From the class of 1964, Richard Vincent Oerlein. Walter Henry Oerlein, squash and tennis. The only individual national champion in the history of Army's squash program, Walter Oerlein closed out his brilliant career with the 1965 crown. A 2-sport star at the Academy, Oerlein earned 3 varsity letters each in squash and tennis. Oerlein led Army to national runner-up finishes in squash in both 1964 and 1965. During his 3 campaigns, the varsity posted a 32-9 record and 3 successive victories over arch-rival Navy. The 1964 squad finished 12-2, having won a dozen consecutive matches en route to a single-season Academy record for victories. The tennis team enjoyed similar success during Oerlein's tenure and compiled a 3-year mark of 40-8. Oerlein advanced to the NCAA tournament in singles and doubles in both 1963 and 1964. Walter Oerlein was enshrined in the College Squash Association Hall of Fame in 1998. From the class of 1965, Walter Henry Oerlein. Stephen Charles Reich, baseball. A highly decorated performer, Steve Reich was one of the finest pitchers to toe the rubber for the Black Knights baseball program. He posted a career record of 19-10 while establishing a 2.49 earned run average. His win total stands tied for 5th on Army's career chart, while his ERA figure lists 6th. Reich still holds Army records for career strikeouts and single game marks in both 7- and 9-inning games. He fanned 17 batters in a 7-inning game versus Air Force and struck out 17 again in a 9-inning contest against New York Tech in his final collegiate game. Reich was at his best in Service Academy contests, where he boasts a 6-0 record versus Navy and Air Force, pitching to a 1.71 ERA in those games. He was 4-0 with a .96 ERA during his career against Navy. He also earned a wealth of accolades and was the first Army player to be named the Patriot League's Pitcher of the Year in 1993. Reich was selected to play for Team USA following graduation and also had a brief stint in the Baltimore Orioles farm system. A helicopter pilot, Reich was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2005. From the class of 1993, Stephen Charles Reich.